fire department starting at their manning and they're putting it out.
Okay, at 6 o'clock, I'll call the meeting to order. And Rob, would you call the roll, please?
Ms. Least.
Here.
Mrs. Sweet.
Here.
Mr. Bear.
Here.
Mr. Whitaker.
Here.
Mr. Avery.
Here.
Mr. Hannah.
Present.
All members of council are present. Please join me in pledging allegiance to our flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And good evening, everyone. This is the regular session of the Enon Village Council. This is September 24th, 2024, Tuesday, of course. And additions to our agenda from council. Hearing none, let's go into approval of the minutes. This would be for Tuesday, September 10th, 2024.
I'll move that we accept the minutes as presented.
Second.
Just so everyone knows, I did have a correction in there that I had listed. Kevin is being here, but it was actually Christie. So we've made that correction on the official ones.
Good catch.
So they are there. But for the ones that you have in front of you, they have that error.
Bleep that out.
Anything else? Okay, call the roll.
Mrs. Sweet.
Yes.
Mr. Bear.
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker.
Yes.
Mr. Avery.
Abstain.
Mr. Hannah.
Yes.
Ms. Least.
Yes.
Those are approved as presented. Thank you very much. Chief, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor, Council, and residents.
Good evening.
Tonight, our new part-time officer, Arthur Franklin, sworn in a couple weeks ago just to get the training started. But he comes to us from the code enforcement, 3 years at the City of Sydney. And he also, education-wise, has a Master of Science in Criminal Justice, a Master of Public Administration from Albany State University, and he is a recent OPATA graduate with the Edison State College. I was fortunate enough to have him in the police academy. He's married for 22 years. He is a father, and one of the things I picked out from his letter of interest is he wanted to learn and run with the vision of the agency. I thought that was great. So Arthur Franklin will swear him in officially tonight with the mayor.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. We're dressed up tonight. All set? Raise your right hand and you're going to repeat after me. I, Arthur Franklin, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America, the codified ordinances of the Village of Enon, the Constitution of the State of Ohio, and I will faithfully, honestly, and impartially discharge the duties of part-time police officer for the Village of Enon, Clark County, Ohio. So help me God.
Say hey to us.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations. Welcome aboard.
Yeah, welcome. Don't forget to wave to us.
Yes, ma'am. Will do. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Glad to have you.
Oh, I
Thank
do.
you.
Oh, I wave all the
Thanks
time.
again.
Most of the time they wave to me now.
You're welcome.
That's my biggest bug.
Me too. You better be.
Rob, I'll turn it over to you for any finance issues.
The only thing I would report to council is that we did receive our latest quarterly check for our cable franchise fee, and that came in at $79.70.45. So that every little bit counts.
Goes into the general fund, right?
Yes, it does, and it's
All
there
right.
already.
So I'm going to.
September-
Did you have anything else?
No, September will be the end of our third quarter, so we'll have quarterly reporting due by the 15th of the next month. So that's what I'll be doing.
And just a heads up, this happens every year. When we get into that last quarter, we kind of put stuff on hold that we can hold till next year. We get very aggressive at the first of the year on different projects, and we kind of slow things down towards that last quarter because we want to stay within our appropriations. So that's for Mike, you and Kevin as well, so just kind of keep that in mind.
And I went through the discretionary stuff with the chief this afternoon, and I gave a report that just had the 3 discretionary lines to Kevin that he can sort of go by for the admin, streets, and water. So
Okay.
everybody's keeping an eye on stuff.
And I can guarantee you one thing, you will be moving money before the end of the year.
Already have.
Okay, told you. I knew it. So one quick item, I did have a very productive meeting last week with Dave Crew and the county auditor Hillary Hamilton in discussing our levy situation. Instead of trying to throw out a lot of numbers here at the meeting, what I'd like to do is call on the finance committee to schedule a meeting where we can sit down, have a work session, go over some figures, really good information, and decide what direction that we would like to go for 2025. So, Jeremy, I'll kind of let you.
I think it's me, Brenda, Cindy, and then it'd be Rob and you.
Yes.
Okay. So if we can wait until next week after Monday, after the close of the fiscal year, that would be great. I'm pretty busy until the 1st of October. So any time that week would work for me if we're wanting to get it done pretty quickly.
Can we do that Tuesday?
Tuesday would work for me. No.
I'm in Utah Tuesday.
Okay.
And
It's
Wednesday.
not going to work.
Okay.
Could do Thursday.
Or do we want to just meet earlier on the 8th?
Could do that too.
Fine
the
with me.
meeting.
Fine with me.
I mean, that works for
How
me.
long do you think?
30 minutes, maybe 45 tops.
So we just want to do 5. 5 work for everybody.
5 works for me.
Let's go 5 o'clock on the 8th.
Sounds good. Thank you. Let's see, October 8th, 5 p.m. Kevin, can you take care of getting the public notice on that, please?
What was the reason for the topic again? I'm sorry.
A possible levy for
Okay.
2025
Okay.
for a police department. Mike, I assume that'll work for you as well, 5 o'clock.
Yep, what date was it?
Oh, yeah.
Before the
October
next
8th
meeting.
at 5 p.m. It's right
Yes.
before the council meeting.
Yep.
An item of communication, unlike many municipalities, Enon does not contract for trash service. So we have several different haulers. We talked about that years ago. Didn't go over very well with our citizens. We've never pursued it again, but we do have several trash haulers that come into Enon on different days. We'd received a concern about noise from a resident several years ago, and as a result of that, because the company was starting at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, emptying dumpsters or whatever, very disturbing. Not everybody gets up, at 4 o'clock in the morning, whatever the time is. So we did establish under our noise ordinance a provision that says no vehicle for the removal of trash shall be operated, especially for the emptying of dumpsters, other than between the hours of 7 a.m. and 9 p.m. So we've had an issue this year. It started back in the spring. We have at least one hauler that is in my neighborhood at 5 o'clock, 5:30, and then the dumpsters start 6 or 6:30, and I assume that they continue throughout the village. We have sent to every hauler, and I think there was 4 or 5 of them now, a copy of this ordinance and a letter explaining that we have this. So, if you can do another community, and think about it, if you have a company that comes in and does your community every Monday because you contract with them, that's one thing. It's one day a week, but we've got all of these different haulers, and that was why we ended up putting this ordinance in effect. But we brought it to their attention, but there's still at least one company that is not adhering to that. You've called a couple times. I don't know what else to do, but we've got the ordinance. It does need to be enforced. So I'm just kind of throwing it out there. Mike, I don't know whether you have any ideas. We don't necessarily have to resolve it tonight, but we have the ordinance and they're going to have to comply somehow, some way. I'm not sure how that's going to happen. This is kind of a unique situation. I do understand that when it gets hot out, starting at an earlier time, I get all that, but this has been going on a regular basis, at least since, probably April, May timeframe, something like that. So I have not received any complaints, but again, we need to do something, and I just don't know what that something is. So we're open to ideas. Mike, Kevin, anybody from council have any suggestions? Please pass those along. But just to let you know, the intent is that we are going to somehow have to figure out how to enforce this. So if anybody has any thoughts, they'd be appreciated. Any other items of communication? Let's go into staff reports. Kevin, I'll turn it over to you.
All right, thank you, Mayor, Council, residents. First item on my list there, Gov Deals. I did list several items on Gov Deals. We had kind of piling up in the garage and things like that, equipment. So as of today, we probably sold approximately $2,500 worth of items. We didn't have any bids on like 6 items, so I had to relist those 6 one more time. And if they don't sell, then we'll probably have to scrap them out, recycle, things like that. So, but as of right now, what we did sell totaled close to $2,500. So I didn't think that was too bad. So, fire hydrant flushing's going really well. They have completed 4 plats: Old Enon, Indian Mound, Augustus, and South Enon. They started Indian Valley Estates today. So they're hoping to be done with that toward the end of the week. They're right on schedule, and then we have 2 weeks left to finish up the town. So it's going really good.
Have we had a lot of complaints, Kevin, on brown
I
water?
think I've had a couple myself, but I'd have to check with Christy or Tina. Basically, she
Okay.
gets the calls. So, but I know I've had a couple. So
I have 2 strips of grass I've got to mow now.
Did you get charged for the
2
water?
strips, huh?
really green out there. Isn't it? Yeah. So, item number 3, Ben texted me the other day and asked. Actually, it was I think on Friday, and asked if we could post about the burn ban that EMA put on their Facebook page. The county is at what did you say, a D3 category?
Extreme drought conditions, yeah.
So we did post that on the Facebook and the website, and we'll keep that on there till I guess I hear from you to take it down. So
Yeah.
And I have also reached out, been sent an email to Mike and myself and reached out for officers to keep an eye out as well. So I appreciate that.
do you want to expound on that or how that comes about, how that's decided or anything?
Well, I mean, the National Weather Service, I think it was AOA or something, they're the ones who determine the drought conditions in any specific area. And currently, 95% of Clark County is considered extreme drought. We did have some rain the last couple of days. Their updates are every Thursday morning, so once I see that, I'll pass that along. I'm not really expecting a change. I don't think the rain was significant enough to knock us back to a D2 yet.
What did you say, how many inches of rain?
I believe the one thing I saw, we needed 3 to 6 inches average for about 3 to 4 days.
Okay. Do a rain dance.
Ben, when you get an update, could you let the rest of the council know in case we get
Sure.
asked? Thank you.
Item number 4, I did put an ad in the Springfield paper, as well as the Facebook and website, and also on the Municipal League website for a part-time general labor position. So as of right now, we just got one application so far. So see what we can drum up. The banners will go up tomorrow for the Apple Butter Fest, and then we'll be taking the flags down. And they've been busy flushing hydrants, but I did make it a point that we're going to get out there and get those done, a couple items done tomorrow. So, and I did get an email from Olivia, the Eagle Scout, who did our flagpoles. She did get that project all done and sealed up. Now she's at the next level of her Eagle Scout to get her award, and she's going to let me know a date. She would like to extend that invitation once that date is announced to any council members that want to attend. So I will let you know on that. So she's pretty
She
proud
has
of
to
that.
go through Eagle Scout border review and answer a lot of tough questions to make sure that she's worthy. I think she'll
She's
pass,
worthy.
though.
Yeah, I think so. So she was, by the sound of the email, you know, if you can get a sound out of him, but she was pretty excited. So I will let you know as soon as I hear a date on that. So maybe we can get some representation on that. So I think that's all I have for now.
Questions for our administrator? Okay, seeing none. Thanks, Kevin. Chief, good evening. I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. Good evening
You're
again.
welcome.
I just have upcoming events. October 3rd, Greenon's going to have their homecoming parade. It'll go from the ESC, which is the old Enon Elementary there, down to Greenon. They have a float judging competition, which I'm a judge again this year. I assume you are as well.
I'll be there.
Yeah, that'll start at 5:30, I believe, and then at 6 p.m. the parade will start. So therefore, from that point to Greenon, we'll have the road shut down for however long that takes.
Mike, I forgot what was that date on that.
That is October 3rd.
And did you say it started at the old Enon?
The parade will start at 6 p.m. at Enon Elementary there,
Elementary.
right there
Go
across
to
from the
Greenon,
old Rite
okay.
Aid building. Yep.
And if you've never seen that, there's really a big attendance. It's really kind of a cool thing for Enon,
Yeah.
for the high school. It's very well attended.
It is, and we'll go from there. We'll go to Greenon. Typically, they have a bonfire. However, this year I'm going to guess that there will be no bonfire. I already know the
Right
answer.
now.
I already know the answer to that. Yeah. So, but it's a good turnout, and you can come support the Greenon students for their homecoming. So, that again, this October 3rd parade starts at 6 p.m. The judging for the homecoming floats will be at 5:30. October 12th to the 13th, we have the Enon Apple Butter Festival. They start setting it up at Friday generally, and then that'll go on the 12th to the 13th. In communication with the company to provide that security trailer, I was going to try to get another one of those to help just get that extra eye in the sky again like we had before.
I've seen those on the news lately. They're very popular.
They're extremely popular right now, aren't they?
Yes.
It's almost like I saw that coming. And then Halloween, I've had a handful of folks ask, and I talked to Mrs. Sweet, and we assumed, but again, but I haven't heard anything. I've made contact with the sheriff's office. There's nothing been announced. Typically, we go off of what Clark County announces, but
It was in the newspaper. I saw it online in the newspaper that it is Saturday,
interesting.
October 26th, 6
6
to
to
8.
8. That's good because I called their office today and they said they hadn't heard anything yet. So I was going to follow that up with October 26th at 6 to 8 p.m. because
That's what the
typically that
papers-
followed
That's
suit.
what the paper said.
What? Can we just go ahead and vote on that now and just be
Sure.
done with it to follow suit with Clark County?
Do we want to make, like you, because I thought it was the closest Saturday to the 31st.
It is.
That is as close as
It's
Saturday.
the one
Well, it'd be
before the
no-
31st.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
right,
it'd be the
because
one
the
before
31st is later
typically.
in the week, but it's
Right.
the one before 31st, before the 31st.
Okay.
And
You
we
don't think that's
generally
right,
went
Jeremy?
with what the county did, so we didn't have a lot of other people coming in that didn't have it
Right.
to our village.
I just
Okay.
had thought that
Yeah.
regardless if it was before or after, it's the closest Saturday to the 31st.
Well, that's just what the sheriff department did.
Oh, I
so-
see what you're saying.
Usually it's
Yeah.
always the Saturday before.
Yeah, but they probably wouldn't make it go into November, because that would be November 2nd then.
I bet there'd
That just
be some
doesn't
then.
sound right.
But I'm cool with the 26th.
Okay. You want me to make a motion that we have
Somebody
Beggars
can,
Night?
please.
I'll make a motion that we go
Found
with
it,
the Clark
Brenda. I think
County.
you should.
I found it, okay, I will make a motion.
You make
Second
motion
it.
and I'll
I'll
second.
make a motion that Beggars Night in the village of Enon will be October 26th, Saturday, 6 to 8.
I'll second.
Is there any more discussion? Call the roll.
Mr. Barrett,
Yes.
Mr. Whitaker,
Yes.
Mr. Avery,
Yes.
Mr. Hannah, Ms. Least,
Yes.
Mrs. Sweet.
Yes.
All right,
That's good.
trick or
He just
treat.
wants to make sure he has the right night to get his candy. That's all he
So I Googled it and I told Miss Sweet, I said the 28th, and I talked to a resident and I told him the same thing, but I was looking at 23. Then I looked at a calendar and I'm like, well, that can't be it. So
Yeah.
well, that's all right. We're officially at 26. That'd be great.
Officially at
So now I know
26.
what to tell folks. The other items I have, I'll table that to our next council meeting just due to the time of the actual dates, and anticipate the next council meeting I will talk about the grant funding, which I still have to disperse for retention. But again, that would fall in line with the actual employment. So I don't have.
And we anticipate action at the next meeting on the probationary period for Officer Hub. We can go ahead and just say that, so.
Yes, I
Yep.
appreciate. Thank you for
Yep.
finishing my sentence.
Yep.
Yes, no, you're on it. I will tell you this. I had some complaints there. We had pay attention. It's that time of year. Well, it's a time of year all year, but there seems to be a lot of fraud going around, and I don't necessarily mean financial fraud. I mean people with counterfeit money and stuff like that. So when we're at the apple butter and miscellaneous things like that, we have had some come into the village. I'm working on tracking that down, but I just wanted to let the residents know about that. So watch your monies, and then again, if you see something, give us a call. People are out, especially with the Halloween coming up, the pranksters and stuff. Keep them going. Not be tearing our properties up. So call us if you see something suspicious. At least nothing else, do a drive-by and see what we got. So other than that, that's all I have.
Thanks, Chief. Questions for our chief?
And they'll also have the Holiday Valley and Hunters Glen garage sales and at the October 5th, I believe, first Saturday of October.
Huh.
That's normally when, unless something's changed, that's when they've had them for years
I don't know.
with the additional traffic.
It'll bring people into Enon.
And then also the Yellow Springs Street Fair is October 12th.
It's always the same time as apple butter,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's always
Yeah.
the same time.
Yep, they always
time.
come here after that. After
They
that
do.
one. Yep.
People
I know
go
we
back and
always
forth.
try to tell McDonald's to have extra people on hand for that first Saturday in October because it's usually right around
Just a second.
homecoming, but
Also, isn't there a 5K run, apple butter weekend too?
In the morning, yes.
In the
Yep, there
morning?
is in the morning.
Okay.
It'll be on, I believe, this Sunday, the 13th. Is
yeah,
that
the Sunday it usually
Yep.
is.
I saw on social media that some cars were tampered with was on Cardinal or Meadowlark or something.
that
Ours were what?
Not that I had any
Cars were
calls.
tampered with. Somebody supposedly got out of a white truck and
Yeah.
put a hood on and was going up to car doors.
I will check. I don't know that I've had any calls on that.
I saw it on social media too.
Yeah, sometimes people go to social media and forget
Yeah.
to go to the police.
Yeah.
Again, giving us a call.
Yeah. Well,
So
I
we
know
know.
the one I private messaged and said that they should call and put in a report. I didn't know whether they did or not, but I private messaged them and
We
told
can't
them
do
to
anything if
that.
we don't know about it.
Right. I said even if you're not doing anything about it, you should call in to at least have
Absolutely.
a report about it. But
It helps.
whether they did or not, I don't know. But so apparently not.
Typically, my officers let me know stuff like that, and I haven't heard anything. And but
word.
it's that time. It's that time of year. It's usually in the fall and the spring, and then of course in the summer. So pretty much every few months.
Fall, spring, oh, and winter too. Get ready for Christmas.
No, it's too cold to go out in the winter.
Anything else for our chief? Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. Good report.
Thank you, Chief.
We have no committee reports, old business, new business. Comments from our public? Mr. Wozak. He's back.
Too bad we're not on video. Chuck Wozak, Village of Enon resident. Just a thought on your dumpster thing. Two-pronged approach. Number one, trash haulers. Notify them directly. Number two, there aren't that many businesses that have dumpsters. So what we could do is we could send out a notice to those organizations that have dumpsters, advising them that of the ordinance, and perhaps that, this is a nuisance, not only is the trash hauler liable, perhaps for some sort of penalty, but you as the owner or the
Residents,
user of
yeah.
those receptacles might also be liable. Because if they had trash around their dumpster, I'm sure the village would be all over that. So noise is also a component of nuisance. So you might also approach not only the haulers, but those who have those types of receptacles and, put them on notice and say, look, it's your responsibility to notify them to not do this before. Or I'll have to switch trash haulers.
Thanks, Chuck.
I like the threat. Yeah, it's good.
Make a motion that we go into executive session for the consideration of purchase of property or materials for the village.
I'll second.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Whitaker,
Yes.
Mr. Avery,
Yes.
Mr. Hannah,
Yes.
Ms. Least,
Yes.
Mrs. Sweet,
Yes.
Mr. Bear.
Yes.
6:25.